Henrik Stenson has undoubtedly been the most consistent player in world golf in recent months. Returning to form to post close finishes in the Open Championship, the WGC Bridgestone Invitational and the PGA Championship before going on to win the second playoff event, the Deutsche Bank Championship, and racing to the top of the FedEx Cup standings earlier this month. Well, I sat down with the popular Swede to find out what triggered his rise back up the world rankings and just how far his newly honed game can take him. Henrik Stenson, thank you very much for joining us on Golfing World. First of all, what a season you've had. I'm going to take us back a few months. Just before the Scottish Open, you'd already carded 4 top 10s across both the PGA and European tours, and then come into the Scottish and have a third place finish. How much confidence did that give you going into the Open Championship?
Well, looking back at my great summer, I think Scottish is probably the only tournament I was a little bit disappointed that I didn't win. I had held a 2-shot lead coming into last day, but didn't do my best performance. And in one way, it was good that I didn't win because it kept me, very motivated going into the Open Championship. And it's always hard to guess. But if I would have won in Scotland, I'm not sure if I would have finished second at the Open.
Well, that event certainly seemed to boost your confidence because you just kept on contending, didn't you? Tied second at the WGC Bridgestone, again a third at the PGA Championship. What was it about your game that just seemed to be clicking?
No, I was playing well, tee to green. That's been good stats in that department all summer, and so hitting a lot of fairways, hitting a lot of greens. And when you're playing major championships, when the rough is thick and you got to keep it on the short stuff, that obviously helps. Then mentally, I've been very stable, in a good place. A lot of focus on the shot that we're playing, and not so much what's happened and what's about to, further down the line. So, really, just narrow my focus to what I'm doing at the moment, and doing that as well as I can, and then move on to the next shot. And I've done that in the past when I won tournaments, and I know it's a good formula.
You've spoken in the past about maybe making mistakes and trying to make quick fixes to your game, and that now you've actually committed to a longer term process of improving. So do you feel like all of that work is now eventually paying off for you this year?
Yeah, that's definitely what's paid off this summer, and it didn't happen overnight, and I've got a great team around me. They've all been helping out and in all the different areas, and it's that work that's paid off over this last 3 months, and I'm not going to change much. I'm going to keep on trying to do the same things better and better, and hopefully I keep on playing as well as I've done. We know it's not going to last forever. Forms like a run like this is not going to last forever, but at least I'm going to try my bit to try and make sure it does.
So after that run of the summer, what were you thinking coming into the FedEx Cup?
Well, I was definitely a bit worn out starting at the Barclays. I went home to Sweden to family and friends the week after the PGA, and I needed an easy week, and I got an 11-hour first round with 2 thunder delays. So, I just felt like the battery went flat in the middle of that tournament, and I made some stupid mistakes, and I got, impatient. And, in my mind, I was wishing to win something between kind of 2 weeks back and the end of the year, given how great I played over the summer, and I get rewarded for my hard work, and to get it that quickly was great.
We saw the scenes of you celebrating that victory with your young son, some great photos, but how nice is it to be able to share that kind of a moment now with your young family? Just
a couple of weeks earlier, when we were back in Sweden at my parents' place, they have a picture of when I'm holding my daughter Lisa up when she's about 2 at Sawgrass when I won there, and my son asked me where he was in the picture, and we were trying to explain to him that he was in mommy's tummy, and he got furious. He said he didn't want to be in anybody's tummy, and now I told him afterwards that now you got a picture with daddy when daddy won, and then we have one with Lisa when I won at Sawgrass. So it was very sweet. Oh, that's lovely. So now you've won one of the FedEx Cup playoff events. How do you rate your chances amongst all the other contenders of winning the whole thing? Knowing a win there would win the whole thing. That's a great opportunity, and I'm just gonna keep my head down, keep on making birdies, because I know the other guy's not gonna make bogeys just to be kind to me. I believe it's going to be your first time playing the Tour Championship, so do you think that'll give you any lesson advantage going into it? Possibly a little bit, but still it's so much down to how you're playing, and you can learn enough about a golf course in a couple of days practice. But yeah, it might be a tiny little bit of a disadvantage. But then again, you don't have any bad memories of anything happening around there, so it could be good as well, you know. But it is what it is, and I can only do my bits.
So you're dominating one side of the pond, and you're dominating the other side as well, because you're also leading the race to Dubai on the European Tour without even having won a full European Tour event. So that must say something about your consistency this year.
I won some great tournaments, but I haven't won a money title yet. So I'm going to try my hardest to do that. And again, they're not going to be kind to me and give it to me easy. So I'm going to have to put up some good play in those final series events in Europe as well.
And just before we finish, Henrik, I have to ask you, every time I tell someone I'm going to speak to Henrik, they say, oh, you have to ask him about the underpants moment. And it still seems to be one of those things that a lot of people relate to, that famous moment in 2009 when you stripped your underpants in the WGCCA Championship. You're known to be a bit of a prankster and a joker at heart, because I guess you didn't have to get most of the kit off, but was it just a bit of fun for you, and you look back on that with a smile?
Well, yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's one of those, will I do it again? I'm not so sure. I signed 2 pictures from that time, you know, a couple hours ago, so it's still haunting me. I guess it will haunt me for the rest of my life. But it's a fun moment, and there's a couple of parts to it. One, I mean, I was in the middle of the round, I was doing well, I was 5 under, and by playing this shot out of the mud, I was at least saving 1 shot, potentially 2, so that was the main thing why I did it. And then once I had to take my my pants and shoes off to get out there, I guess I might as well save the shirt. I'm already half naked, so I might as well almost be fully naked. And then the funniest thing when I look at that picture sequence is how focused Fanny is on getting me the right numbers. It's like she doesn't even realize I'm standing there in my boxer shorts and a golf club. You know, that's a true professional caddy, isn't it? She doesn't even see that part, or maybe she was just shocked.
Well, most of the time, fully clothed, Henrik, you've climbed 224 places in the world rankings over the last 19 months. Congratulations, and let's hope you keep on climbing. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you.